The governorship election held on March 18 in Adamawa State has been declared inconclusive by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The incumbent, Governor Amadou Fintri of the People's Democratic Party, polled 421,524 votes, while the APC candidate, Senator Aishatu Dahiru Binani, scored 390,275 votes. However, the election was deemed inconclusive by INEC State Coalition Officer, Professor Muhammadu Mele of the University of Maiduguri, citing the margin of votes and the fact that elections were not held in 47 wards, affecting 69 polling units. INEC had also declared the election in Kebbi State inconclusive, while the collation of the results of governorship polls in Abia and Enugu State was suspended. To talk more on happenings in Adamawa, we have Abdul Wahab Abdurrahman, the chief coalition agent for the Social Democratic Party, SDP, in Adamawa State. He joins us virtually from Yola, the state capital. Welcome to the program, Abdul Wahab. Yes, can you hear me, Abdul Wahab? Okay, so if you can hear me, the election, we landed at the contenders there, or let me say all the contenders. Okay, we'll go on a quick break and return when we reconnect with Abdul Wahab in Yola.
TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Created a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secure are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Really, if you look at English squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Are you a creative, a videographer, producer, or content creator? Trust TV is calling for entries for a short documentary and skit competition. To qualify for this entry, send your short documentary or skit of not more than 5 minutes on health or any social-related issues to creatives@trusttv.com. Using this format, title, duration, first name, phone number, and a summary of the production of not more than one paragraph. Winners will be engaged for production for Trust TV, and prizes will be won by the overall winner and the first and second runner-up. Opens from 19th March 2023 to 31st March 2023.
Yes, welcome back, and we are deeply sorry for the internet glitch. It's very difficult to trust it, especially in this part of the world. While we continue attempting to get him, we have in the studio Jamilu Mohammed. He's also one of our analysts, and he's here to share some of his thoughts on some of the happenings across the country. Welcome to the program, Jamilu.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, initially I wanted us to listen to Abdul Wahab in Adamawa before we now analyze, because you are from Taraba.
Yes.
We also have the spokesperson of NNPP from Taraba who will join us later.
Okay.
But going to Kebbi State, for instance, inconclusive, right?
Yes.
What is your take on that? It's like inconclusive elections are becoming part and parcel of our electoral process in Nigeria.
Yes, I understand that it is in the law, but in the occurrences, I think we cannot say it's been very much occurring. For instance, in this case, we have Kebbi, we have Adamawa, and I think
as inconclusive.
As inconclusive. I think to be fair enough to the system, if you look at the percentage of states that conducted the elections, and then the number of states that have come up with inconclusive results, I think it's fair to say that it is a fair game. Otherwise, if we had maybe about 10 states going inconclusive, then we start asking questions. Then maybe we say there's a game plan on that. But otherwise, I think we should take it to be something fair in this context.
Is it that Beavers, IRF, and all that, they are working, giving room to filter? Because you can see some of the issues INEC raised is that maybe where they did not conduct election or where they cancel election, if you put the figures together, maybe they are not up to the number of people who collected their PVC in those areas. So it's like we are really making use of figures and data in general.
Yes, we are using figures, but I won't credit that to say Beavers or IRF in this instance. It has happened even before Beavers and IRF.
Okay.
But in this case, what we are having now is Beavers has actually worked.
Okay.
Yes, we have seen the result of the actions of Beavers. I will give you certain examples from Taraba State.
Okay.
Or let me give the national figures first.
Yes.
You would see that in some instance we said there is a kind of voter apathy. 24% of registered voters actually came out to vote this time around. And then the results, I made a fair analysis of the whole results.
Okay.
Yes, in the national scenario. Now, if you have about 167,846 polling units,
electoral wards.
Electoral wards. Now, it is fair to say that this is our mini communities.
Okay.
Socially,
okay.
we say this is our mini communities. So if you divide the number of registered voters, 93.4 million, divide by 167,846,
yes,
you will get roughly about 1,273
Okay, individuals.
Individuals
per ward.
Per ward. Sorry, the national population
I understand.
of about 225 or 220 million.
Okay.
If you divide that, you will get about 1,273 people
in
per each of the polling
and
units.
this includes maybe children, not
Yes.
voting age.
Yes.
You're talking about the population.
The population. Okay, now break down to the 93 million voters.
Okay.
Okay, you will get that on the average, each polling unit has about 529 voters registered.
Wow.
Registered. Okay, out of the 529 registered voters,
yes.
Only 141 voted per polling unit.
Oh my God.
141 people voted per polling unit.
This is quite scientific.
Okay, if you go down, you would find out that the winner, our president-elect, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was voted by 50 persons per polling unit.
50 persons?
50 persons per
polling
unit.
Where in the first analysis, that
particular community has 1,273 people.
Oh my God.
But registered voters, 529 registered voters. Okay, out of these 529 registered voters, you have only 50 people who voted for our winner. I think this is sad for our democracy. It's actually sad. If you look at the figures, it means there is non-participation. So it's difficult to say, okay, you've voted someone who would come democratically to work. I think this is something our system has to work on.
Okay.
INEC has to work on this.
Okay.
So I think by that, I think I would say Beavers has worked some wonders, has removed some, you know, we used to know that politicians' figures. Thank you for putting that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, talking about Adamawa, actually, Abdul Wahab, he is the chief returning officer of SDP, Social Democratic Party, and we carefully brought him as somehow, can we say, maybe neutral or whatever, to hear from him. Okay. And that's why I said, okay, now they shifted the election, right? They say it's inconclusive in Adamawa because they are unable to conduct election in 47 wards, affecting 69 polling units. Yes, and I think we'll have him now. Let me see whether we will have him. Abdul Wahab, if you are with me, the extension, the suspension of the election, or whatever they call it, is it worth it? Because we could not have election in 47 wards affecting 69 units.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right. Yes, go on.
Thank you for having me. In Adamawa State, we have 4,104 polling units.
Yeah.
In the March 18th, 2023 governorship and House of Assembly elections in Adamawa State was a naked dance of shame in the marketplace.
Wow.
Because voting did not take place virtually in almost over 3,000 polling units out of 4,000.
How do you mean? Because at the collection center, Abdul Wahab, how do you mean? You say virtually voting did not take place, but the presiding officer said it did not only take place in 47 wards affecting 69 polling units.
This is you see the issue is INEC was just announcing the concocted and the manipulated results they was submitted to them. But in the real sense of it, real elections did not take place in Adamawa. What really happened was areas they could assess, they sent in voting materials, and the government officials and others went in and induced voters and bought the vote buying. That was what happened. So when they say it's inconclusive, it was the two parties which had access to government treasury, you know, who had a lot of funds to buy the votes, were fighting, but most people in Adamawa said over 3,000. I said over 3,000 polling units. People did not vote according to their conscience. So what are they talking about? That only 47 voting areas or whatsoever were cancelled.
Okay, you were at the collation center. Have you raised objection during the collation?
I did, really I did. I even submitted it in writing. I submitted the position of SDP in writing. For every election results collected, I raised objection. I cannot imagine, just look at it. Let's look at this naked dance of shame in the public, in the marketplace. Places like Madagali, an area that was overrun by the insurgents. What you are telling me that they voted 37,000. I believe in the whole Madagali local government, including everybody, our goats, sheep, and everything. You can't get 37,000, let alone voters.
Okay.
So really, there was no voting in Adamawa.
Okay, the presiding officer, Professor Mele from University of Maiduguri, he said Binani scored 390,275. And the incumbent scored 421,524. There is a difference of 31,249. Before the election, your candidate, Dr. Umar Arbo, his name was being mentioned. How much did he fare, during the election? What votes did you people score?
Thank you very much. Yesterday, I had to address the press and give the position of the SDP.
Yeah.
Dr. Umar Ardo, on March 15th, on Wednesday, March 15th, addressed the press, and he drew the attention of the people of Adamawa that the March 18 governorship and House of Assembly elections was already rigged before the ballots were cast.
Wow.
These events
How do you mean?
Were caused by the nationwide broadcast by the president calling on the people of Adamawa to vote the APC candidate. That led to Meta as the Lord of the Minor, all the security agencies which are critical to the elections, the NBC, Central Bank, INEC, ensures that she had free access to media broadcasting, which were denied to our opponents.
Yes.
Similarly, we had it on good authority. The state governor released the sum of 50 million naira to each local government to the party stakeholders to go and buy votes.
Yes.
So you're telling me there was election and there were votes that were cancelled. What elections?
Yes. How many votes did you got?
My question is vote buying election? Is it part of the electoral process to go and buy vote, impoverish the people, deny them access to the money in their accounts, make them hungry, and then make them vulnerable to the people to go and buy votes? 2,000, 3,000.
So what are you planning to do now in SDP? Are you going to court also?
We are going to court. We have stated our position. Definitely, we'll challenge it. We challenge it at the tribunal.
Okay.
We now want to see how many. Because look, I was
during the conclusion of the election.
Let me come in. I said elections did not take place in almost 10 units, almost 10 wards of Madagali local government, especially in areas like Visit, like Sukuru, like so many others. If you come to Michika, places like Sinagali, Sinakonde, Kamale, V, and so many others. Even the voting, even the election material did not reach there. The elites just sat down and wrote results. So we are going to subject the beavers and the ballot papers to scrutiny. We are going to court. Definitely, we go to tribunal. We go to court. We challenge this. Our position is, as stated by our principal, Dr. Umar Ardo, who accept free, fair, transparent, and credible elections.
So now who are you blaming? Is it INEC or You, the politicians, you are blaming yourselves.
Blaming who?
I said, are you blaming INEC for the outcome, or you are blaming the politicians?
INEC did not conduct elections. What I said it earlier, it was a naked dance of shame in the marketplace. This is what happened in Adamawa. I thought this governorship and House of Assembly election was an opportunity for INEC to they have braced up to redeem their battered image.
Yeah, Doctor, I'm not exaggerating what happened.
But
if you
what
say
happened,
INEC did not conduct election at all,
worse.
now how did we arrive at the result? And all the parties have their agents there. You have security operatives and all that.
We had security operatives. We reported this. Even the EFCC anti-vote buying something, we reported to them. We told them this were people buying votes. Look at them. None was arrested. A boss, EFCC arrested people in Yola town buying votes, but thugs overpowered them, destroyed the boss, and took out the culprits. Nothing happened. A house was in Yola was alleged to have been stuffed with election materials. All the services were there.
Wow.
And you have not, you heard nothing about it, or did you hear anything about it in Trust City?
It's okay.
Have you heard anything about it?
Yes, Dr. Abdulwahab, this is how far we will go with you, but be rest assured that we will contact you again as events unfold in this state. Thank you very much for being with us.
My problem is your time is short. I will tell you that even the INEC...
Jamilu, you have heard Dr. Abdulwahab saying that election did not even hold at all in Adamawa State. And you see, I asked him, I said, is he not really exaggerating what happened?
Well, I would also subscribe to your submission that there is possible exaggeration when some of these things happen, most especially with politicians.
Yes.
You find out that even when there is a single wrong, it will be depicted as if it is 10 wrongs.
Yes.
I know that. But his own allegations about saying maybe about 10 wards in Madagali, elections did not hold. I don't know how INEC would go ahead and
declare results without putting that, or maybe they are part of the 69, 47 words and 69 polling units. Probably
yes,
they are.
Probably they are. But he is, yes, but he is not specifically talking about this. The issue is with today's technology, with what BVAS is. I think, although they said some people have found a way of manipulating these machines, I would subscribe to that. We have heard that one of the reasons why INEC could not upload the presidential election results was that some people...
It was compromised.
It was compromised. The server was compromised, or they had people who had already compromised the BVAS machines and were ready.
Maybe they had different sets of results
that they could upload. Yes.
Or some people were arrested in Abuja. In other
exactly.
places,
yes. There's a company that was named with that allegation. But then INEC, you see, the other time we spoke about this issue here, one of our biggest problems is the Nigerian factor. You won't say INEC as in INEC. Yes, there are Nigerians that are employed to be working in INEC. We know this. And other gimmicks, some gimmicks that are likely going to happen there. But by and large, I think INEC has put itself in spotlight with trying to put technology in the system. The INEC is trying to be very, very transparent.
And meticulous in
this system. So I doubt if INEC would allow itself to be so vulnerable that you would see people encroaching on their technology, and then INEC going ahead
with reckless abandon,
and then they will still go ahead and announce these results. So I would find it very difficult to go with this position. I agree there are certain lapses, but I don't think the scale is as large as it is said, except if these people go to court and the courts are
and they prove
their cases in court. Otherwise, I think they are very much exaggerated. Two things must have happened, certainly, but not as large as it is being said.
Okay. Now we will go to Taraba State, where we'll be joined by Dr. Adamawa, who is the spokesperson NNPP Governorship Campaign Council in the state. Welcome, Doctor, to the program. Hello, Doctor, can you hear me? Dr. Aliyu? Yes, okay. Yes, you held a press conference today in Jalingo in the aftermath of the declaration of PDP candidate as winner of the governorship election. What are your grievances?
Thank you very much. I am glad to be with you. Let me put it in a very good perspective. The press conference I had was yesterday. Today, the press conference was actually held by my principal, that is the gubernatorial candidate of NNPP, Professor Mohammed Sani Aya.
Okay.
Our grievances were very clear. We believe strongly that we have won the election. The reports that trooped in from across Taraba State have all indicated that we have won overwhelmingly the election of 18 March 2023. However, a day before the declaration, as a publicity secretary of the campaign council, I had a press conference where I intimated the world the plan by PDP to actually truncate our victory and change it. And that was what actually happened a day after, when the candidate for PDP was declared, and which prompted my principal to also have the conference this morning.
Okay, how do you mean to say that PDP changed the result? Because you had your agents there, security operatives there, other political parties there. Why you in particular saying that your results were swapped? And how did it happen under your watch?
Thank you very much for that question. Let me put it in a better perspective.
Okay.
It's not under our watch. In some places, we can say we were overpowered. The plan had been on ground right from the beginning. People came massively and voted for NNPP because people were yearning for change. Taraba State has been under a threatening process in the past 30 years. And people were yearning for change. And that was the reason why people trooped in behind Professor Sani Aya. Now, during the election, we trained our agents and we sent them to every nook and cranny of Taraba State. And the report they gave us, it was a massive election. But what really happened was that in so many local governments, when results were taken to the local government coalition centers, our agents, together with the results, were attacked, results were hijacked, and the content of the result were changed.
Allegedly, yeah.
Exactly. I am telling you what we had in our own party.
Yes.
Which is the position of our campaign council. And in some local governments, our agents were denied even following the election material to the election to the polling unit. we have proof of evidence with us that in some places people were denied voting and the election materials were taken to various houses of influential people and they sat down there. Yes, they sat down there and did what they did and presented.
Okay, Doctor, do you have documentary evidence which you will present when you get to the court?
Exactly, we have it. In fact, we presented petitions that in a local government where our agents there and then wrote a petition and told the world what really happened. And we presented it during the state coalition process.
Yeah.
And that was the reason why even the gubernatorial state coalition officer who happened to be the VC of Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, actually evoked the Section 65 of the Electoral Act 2022 that give INEC the right to review all areas of our grievances. Even when the result was declared, the world was told that in a week's time, so many places where we laid petitions and complaints, the results are going to be reviewed.
Okay, I want to ask you this question, Doctor, to actually contextualize the conversation. During the presidential and National Assembly elections, you know, APC won one Senate seat, right? And PDP got 2. For the House of Representatives, there are 6 constituencies there, if I am correct.
Yes.
And PDP and APC share those 5, while 1 there will be another round of election there. You didn't win any of these. So what actually gives you is it moral standing or the confidence to say that you can change the tide during the gubernatorial election?
Thank you very much. It was very clear that right from the beginning, this election was not about a political party, was about individuals. Most of the reason why so many of them succeeded was because of their personality, not political party.
Okay.
And the same personality was the reason why people took in behind Professor Tanya, who was once the Vice Chancellor of Taraba State University, who literally transformed that university from a mere college to a world standard university. People knew what he can do, and that's why they trooped behind him. It was about personality, not political party.
Okay, you somehow answered the other question I wanted to ask you, because since the return of democracy in 1999, you know, Taraba had been PDP, and then APC much later, maybe around 2015, giving it a hot chase. Now, suddenly from nowhere, I'm sorry to use this, NNPP now is the power to reckon with in Taraba. So will you still say it's about the individual and not the political party?
Yes. Sorry, before I answer that question, let me put that into perspective. Labour Party just came from nowhere, if I can borrow what you just said, and look at what it pulls in the nation.
Yeah,
and even in Taraba State.
It was second in Taraba during the presidential election.
Even in Taraba State, Labour Party became second, and the margin of error between them and the PDP that won the election was not much.
Okay.
And to put that into and to answer your questions, let me say that. Sorry, can you repeat that question? Let me put it in a better perspective.
What I asked was that from nowhere, NNPP is now the power to reckon with after PDP in Taraba.
Yes.
Is it actually a product of the political party, or it is also the result of the personality involved? In this case, Professor.
Thank you very much. I want you to look at Kano. The magic that works in Kano is actually what is working on in Taraba State. It is about personality.
Why would you say that?
The problem we had, excuse me, let me put that in. The problem we had in other parties, like the APC, was actually what prompted some renowned people to join the NNPP. And because of their personality, the electorate see deliverance, see rescue, and support them 100%. So I can say clearly that personality has actually worked, which gives the political party the power to become the power to reckon with.
Okay, the final question I will ask you is, are you worried that the candidate of APC, Senator Boacha, has congratulated his counterpart in PDP? Is it a collusion somewhere, or you think definitely the PDP candidate, maybe he has won, and the APC candidate believes that actually the PDP candidate won?
Actually, if you know the permutation of Taraba state politics, we are not surprised at all. We are not surprised that...
Why are you not surprised?
Definitely, APC did not perform any magic in this election. That is number one.
Okay.
Number two, there are permutations which I can't, disclose it in this type of platform.
Okay.
So we are not surprised.
For some reasons.
We are not surprised.
All right.
But the reality, let me put, if you look at the complaint that even led to the review, it's not just coming from NNPP, it's also coming from APC.
All right.
Bata as a person may be different, and then APC as a political party may also be having a different view. There are two things altogether here. So the permutation of in the Taraba state politics may give Bata the opportunity or even the freedom to congratulate the purported winner. But we in the NNPP, we believe we won. It is our mandate.
All right.
And we are going to declare it.
So you are going to court in the final analysis?
Exactly. It has been clearly stated this morning by our principal officer, the gubernatorial candidate, whom we believe in that he won the election fair and square, but he was denied because of the power in the hand of PDP, which they used brutally.
Allegedly. All right, Dr. Adamawa Aliyu, thank you very much for joining us from Jalingo. And the viewers, definitely we will look for candidates and their spokespersons in Taraba State to hear their own side of this story. This is certain. Thank you very much. And I will now go on a short break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow the conversation across our social platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and watch us live on YouTube. I still have Jamilu Mohammed in the studio. You have heard the voices of SDP and NNPP candidates in Taraba and Adamawa states. Yes. And now, talking about Taraba, you are from there. He raised some serious allegations against the SDP. But the question I want to ask you, don't you think what happened is actually the product of internal wrangling within the opposition parties?
Yes. Don't even say within the opposition parties. It's not about the opposition parties alone.
Okay.
Yes. If you say the PDP is the ruling party in Taraba, it has its own internal wrangling, serious internal wrangling, because it is not hidden that there is no love lost between the current governor and then the now declared candidate.
Wow.
Yes.
The governor-elect.
Yes. There was this issue of the PDP itself not to have conducted its own primaries.
Yeah.
Now, in fact, the now declared candidate at the point of primaries was the PDP's state chairman. And being the umpire, he immediately transformed into a candidate. And then some section of the PDP said, no, that is not good politics. If you are the umpire, you are the umpire.
Yeah, you can't eat your cake and have it.
You cannot. You cannot be a
jury,
a judge in your own case. It's not possible. So now, after that, Professor Jerome went to court. He went through certain stages, and at the end, I think he didn't get what he wanted. Then I think he gave up, and then joined the bandwagon. I think that was what happened. So the PDP, as a matter of fact, as I'm talking to you now, there's a video going round where the present governor, Governor Darius, is saying that, okay, Professor Yaya won the election, but it was given to Kefas.
So the case is not different if you take it to APC, for instance, where you have Senator Bacha, you have Professor Yusuf, you have Kente, right?
Exactly. In the case of APC, it happened the same way. There was supposed to be a primary election. The primary election did not take place. Even if you argue that the primary election took place, where was the declaration made?
Well, this was the first one, and it has been back and forth up to Supreme Court, and Bacha was settled. But in PDP, if they are now saying, NNPP for instance, I don't know what APC will say, but of course you can see Bacha has congratulated the governor-elect.
That is the reason why you will see the reason for the wrangling in the APC, because part of the wrangling in the APC, in the Taraba APC, was that Bacha did not come to contest.
Are you saying that Senator Bacha served as a spoiler?
Yes.
And on what ground?
Okay. Now, all the allegations are there. Let us take it from this point now. What is being said is, okay, NNPP is already contesting it.
Yes.
The APC itself, at the point of collation, it was contesting so many things. As a matter of fact, their own agent, returning officer, contested the result of Gasol local government. Right? The issue was not resolved. And there was a declaration. And then the same candidate went to congratulate his opposition when that particular allegation was not resolved.
So can we say, or are you saying that he was planted in APC? Because Bacha was from PDP, right? And then he moved to APC, and then
less than 100 days.
And now he has congratulated the governor.
And then he has congratulated the governor. So you can piece together the sequence of events and see that, okay, the allegations by a section of the APC that Bacha came to spoil it to be in favor of Kefas.
So what will be his final chess game? Going back to PDP? Are you thinking he will do that?
Yeah, I think he will do that.
Wow.
And I believe he will do that.
Oh my God. But do you think APC now, as a party, will go ahead to challenge the outcome of what happened? Since, from what you are saying, most likely Bacha acted as an individual.
APC has no local standing to challenge it. There is a precedence. I remember when Danladi Baidu, the present candidate of the SDP, when he was in the PDP, there was the issue of primaries not conducted, but a candidate emerged, led Dambaba Damfulani Suntai. Baba Damfulani Suntai became the governor of Taraba State, while Danladi went to court to challenge the coming of Dambaba Suntai. Okay, while they were in court, the government of Dambaba Suntai invited Danladi Baidu into the cabinet of Taraba State. Danladi Baidu accepted to be the chief of staff while he was in court. So going back to court, court said no. The very thing you are challenging, you are now part of it. How can you come and challenge it? So you have no local standing. Boacha has already congratulated Kefas. So who would go to court on behalf of APC if Senator Boacha is the candidate of APC?
Why is Taraba politics like this?
Okay. Particularly, there is the underlying factor is ethnic.
Okay, not even religion.
Not even religion, let me tell you. Particularly, it is ethnic. Now, I will give you in
brief, because we're around, you know.
Yes, you can even look at the figures. Now, they say the present governor from south, southern Taraba,
and the governor elect,
and then a Jukun, and then the governor elect, the same thing.
From southern Taraba.
From southern Taraba.
While Prof came from central, right?
From central. Okay. Now, you see, everything that is going around now is that every ethnic group is trying to block itself to be the dominant force in Taraba politics over the rest of it. So I think the issue is now not who has more people, no, is who has
the wherewithal,
who has the wherewithal, the political wherewithal, the money
and connection.
These are the things that are speaking in Taraba politics.
So second to the last question, do you think NNPP has any chance of making any headway?
Yes, in the present circumstance, even looking at the raw figures, we will know NNPP has wonderfully performed well.
Okay.
Yes, this is 205,000. This is 250 something thousand, 253, I think, for Kefas. So I think looking at the margin of figures, the difference, you would know that if NNPP came from nowhere and then performed this well, I think NNPP should have a ground.
Most of doctors say they have their facts. And
they have their own facts. Yes, for instance, there was the issue of Zing local government. The whole of the local government, I think there was the issue of whether to cancel or not. Because the figures they brought, 16,000 people were accredited.
Okay.
But the figure for PDP alone turned out to be 20,000.
Wow! So it's more than the number of people.
It's more than the number of the
serious problem.
So I think if you look at that, you will know that there is reason to challenge that.
Okay, finally, the United States, today issued strong statement saying the gubernatorial and state assembly elections across Nigeria did not represent the wishes and aspirations of the people. You share this?
I share it, but not in the perspective of the U.S.
Okay.
Yes, I share it as a local citizen. I have my own grounds. There are things I have seen. For instance, the issues of
we'll discuss the grounds some other time. All right, thank you very much, Jamilu Mohammed, for your informed perspective on happenings in Taraba, Adamawa, and Nigeria at large. And viewers, that's a wrap on today's edition of the program. Do well to join us tomorrow for another interesting package. For now, bye-bye. I'm Hamza Idris.